If you clicked on this video, chances are you are struggling with your weight. And I have been there. I am currently there. I have lost over 150 pounds in 9 months, but it has not been easy. And it's been a struggle. And I have tried everything that is out there, from calorie restriction to points-based systems, low carb, no carb. I tried vegetarian, veganism, all sorts of different things. Atkins, Dukan, Mediterranean. I'm a person who has struggled with my weight my entire life. And I know how hard it is to know deep down that you are doing everything you can, and it just feels like you're never gonna get there. I know what it feels like to be at the end of your rope and thinking that there is no hope, that no matter what you do, the weight will never come off. And the times where you've had some success, it just comes right back. And it comes back with a vengeance and even more weight. I've felt that hopelessness, and I don't want that for myself, for you, for anybody. There are systems that work. I myself, I have found what works for me, and I'm going to tell you about it in this video. So if you're watching this and you have these struggles, please continue to watch or share it with somebody that maybe you care about and you want to help them. So, a little bit about my backstory so that you know why weight loss has been so important for me. A few years ago, about 4 years ago now, I had a really bad health situation. They found blood clots in my lungs, both of them, and in my right leg. And I was told at the time that just one blood clot in your lung, there is a 20% chance of survival. At least that's what my doctors told me. And I had multiple. I was in the hospital for several months, and they even put me in what's called an end-of-life room. It was that bad. Thank God I survived, and I'm here now. But I was told at the time that if I did not lose weight, that could be it. And they gave me a timetable of about 5 years. This was 4 years ago. 4 years ago now. And they gave me 5 years. And that could be it. They didn't guarantee that that would be it, but that's what it looked like. And honestly, that's what it felt like. I was so bad at that point that I could not walk. The room I was in, like, just to go to the bathroom was 20, 30 feet away. And I couldn't do that. They had to put in a toilet right next to my bed, and I needed help. And the nurses and the nurse assistants would come and help me anytime I had to use the bathroom. It was embarrassing. It was humiliating. And I never want to go back to that. And if you're somebody who's dealing with something like that, I'm so sorry that you are. So, after getting that timetable, I knew I had to do something, right? Clearly. So, I looked at everything. I looked at every possible thing you could consider. I looked at every diet, and I would get some success for a little bit, and it would probably last, I don't know, 2-3 months, and then the weight loss would slow down, and that was frustrating. But on top of that, something would happen with my health. So I would get just sad and depressed. And so any weight that I had lost on whatever diet, you name it, would come back and probably come back more. So at my largest, I was easily over 450. I'm guessing about 460, but I don't know. And that's rough, man, because I'm only like 5'4". So yeah, I was like a little bowling ball. And I would have all sorts of issues. Like as the weight came on, I would have issues where my feet would start hurting and I couldn't walk. And then, that would last, I don't know, a month. And then it would subside. And so I would have a little window opportunity to lose weight again. And I would try, and it would slow down, and then something else would happen. So eventually, about 2 years ago, I was so desperate. I was done. And I looked at weight loss surgery. And that frightened me. That frightened me greatly. Because of all my stuff, it wasn't just as simple as going and getting the surgery. I had to keep my hematologist in the loop. I had to keep my cardiologist in the loop, and everybody had to sign off on me to have this surgery. On top of that, I looked into the success rates of these surgeries, and depending on the clinic and the program, the success rate varies immensely. And the program I was looking at was one of the higher end ones, but even then, it wasn't a slam dunk. This is going to work. It had a decent success rate, but it wasn't enough to feel comfortable, especially with everything that I was going to go through, and to permanently rearrange my insides. Because they basically, the surgery I was looking at, there's a few different ones, but the one I was looking at, they were going to essentially cut off access to my stomach and attach my intestines up to my throatish area, and basically I would be left with like a little pouch about the size of a golf ball, and that would be my stomach for the rest of my life. So I imagine great to lose weight, but there's issues. It's frightening. It was really, really frightening. So with the lower success rate, lower than I had hoped, that was also discouraging. So I started looking at like, what could I do? And I had heard of intermittent fasting. And I decided, after checking, I checked social media accounts, right, of people who had lost a lot of weight. And what I had noticed is people who had lost a lot of weight through weight loss surgery, it seemed that for about 2-3 months in the beginning, they lost far more weight than people who were fasting. But at about that 2-3 month window, fasting started coming back up. And then eventually, those who did the weight loss surgery were slower than those who were fasting. The fasting was more consistent. Now, that's just me searching on social media accounts. That's not scientific evidence. That's not any of that. It's just what I noticed. So that was something. I also have loved ones who have had weight loss surgery, and it was not successful for them. So that also was disheartening. So maybe that played a factor into my situation, but that's where it was. So I decided, well, I'm at this point 3 years in. I've got 2 years left. The surgery is always going to be there. Let me try fasting. Let me see what I can do. And so I started, and I had success, and it was going, and I was super excited. And what I noticed too was after about 4 to 5 months, slowed down a little. Now, granted, we'll do another video in the future about this, but one of the things that doesn't get talked a lot about, especially when you need to lose weight, a lot of weight, the rate of weight loss will slow down. One, because your body's getting used to it, but two, weight loss, it's proportional to where you were at, right? So like if somebody needs to lose 30 pounds as opposed to 300 pounds, that 30 is going to come off a lot slower than the person who needs to lose 300, because I don't know, like it's like body fat percentage or something. I'm sure there's science behind it that can explain it. I'm just telling you what I've noticed on that. And for myself, I noticed when I was higher, it was bigger chunks, and then it's slower chunks, but consistent chunks. So about the 4 or 5 month mark into this, I was feeling great. I was losing weight. I wasn't having my health issues that I was having with other diets, where something would happen, 2-3 months in. I was being able to continue. And oh man, the relief of that was amazing. The fact that I could keep going and I was seeing progress, that was just inspiring. But as it was slowing down a little, that was a little bit like, uh-oh, what's going on here? That's when I started thinking about stuff I had seen. So one of the things I really like is watching professional bodybuilders, right? I think that sport is cool. I'll probably never be one, but the dedication, the work those guys do and those ladies do is amazing. And one of the things I have heard about in that lifestyle is that you constantly have to change up your workouts, right? Because your body adapts. And so I started thinking about that with fasting, right? And I know that fasting, one of the big things is that it mimics ancient eating patterns. It mimics, walking out the cave and going and hunting and gathering and getting your dinosaur. I know people and dinosaurs didn't mesh, whatever. You know what I mean? They had to hunt and they had to gather. But one of the things about modern fasting is that, we set our windows, so we fast for, 14 hours, 16 hours, 20 hours, 23 hours, whatever it is you're doing, right? That's what you do, and then you have your eating window. But, a caveman wasn't walking out the cave and saying, hey, look at that. It's 2 o'clock. It's time to eat these woolly mammoth steaks, right? They weren't doing that. Their eating was more like, I don't know, random. It was a randomized. Maybe that's why so many cultures, food is such a celebration, right? We have feasts because we can finally eat. I don't know. That's a whole nother sociological thing. But anyways, so I realized there was a randomizing element to it, or at least I thought about that. And then I live in an area where there's hunting and fishing is big over here. And I have friends who are hunters. And I know that even today, with modern technology, with trail cams and scopes and binoculars and drones, just because you go out into the woods is looking for a deer or a bear or whatever, doesn't mean you're going to get it, right? Even with everything we have. So even that shows there's a random element to this. So because of that, I developed fasting dice, which helped me with my weight loss, and it helped continue it because I could randomize the windows. My body never had a chance to adapt. That's what I've seen in me, and I have seen such a benefit. So if you're struggling, this is a great thing to try. whether you do the diets, whether you fast on your own, I have seen the benefits of fasting. So I would recommend that. But talk to your doctors. You have to make sure it's safe for you. It is safe for a lot of people, and I was very bad off, and it was fine for me. But I don't want you to hurt yourself trying this journey. So please talk to your medical professionals before you start fasting. But if you're gonna do it, I encourage you, follow this channel. We're gonna talk a lot about fasting and different things we don't talk about typically on I don't see a lot of information about like the emotions of weight loss. Like, what does it take to lose that much weight? The dedication, the drive. I want to get into that. I want to get into what does it take, or how does it feel to notice you're being treated different because you've lost weight? Like, that's not brought up a lot. Silly things like I can now tie my shoes without losing my breath. It's a weird thing to think about, but it happened, right? Or silly little victories like I can go into the store and find a shirt in my size. I don't have to special order it. Stuff like that. So if you got this far, thank you for watching, and I will release more videos in the future, and I hope you have a good morning, evening, whatever, afternoon. Bye.